Hello everybody, I'm Victoria and I'm here with another Friday Reads where we get a little chit-chatty, talk about what we're currently reading and what our reading plans are for this weekend. So this morning I was reading a little bit and I got quite a bit read in Burning Bright by Melissa McShane. I don't know if you can see this. This is a reread for me. I had read it previously and absolutely loved it and gave it 5 out of 5. And I was kind of in a reading slump and wanted to pick up something that I knew that I would enjoy. So I decided to reread this, and I was a little nervous going into it. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it as much as I did, but so far I'm about 80% of the way through and I am loving it. It's fantastic. So this is a historical fantasy and it takes place during the Regency era. It starts out in England with our main character, Emma. She is 21 years old and then suddenly manifests magical powers. She is a scorcher, which means that she can manipulate fire. She can start fires. And she finds out that she's also an extraordinary scorcher, meaning that she's like the highest level of scorcher there is. She can manipulate fire. She can also put out fires and she just has vast control over it. And her parents basically say, okay, you need to marry this guy. And she doesn't want to do that. So the other option is for her to go and live with her sister. Her parents will cut her off and she'll kind of become like the spinster aunt raising her sister's children, and she doesn't like that option either. So she decides to create her own third way, and she goes to the Admiralty and says, hello, I am an extraordinary scorcher and I would like to join the Navy, please. And so we follow her adventures in the Napoleonic era Navy. It is fantastic. Like I said, I'm loving it. She is such a wonderful character. We also get an enemy to friends, slow burn romance, which is wonderful. I just can't say enough good things about this. This ticks so many boxes for me. You've got the Regency era, you've got enemies to friends, romance, you have Napoleonic era, Navy battles. It's just really wonderful. And of course magic, and the magic system is really interesting in here. So I am loving it. I'm glad that I picked it up again, and I'll probably end up giving it 5 out of 5 again. So moving on, we have The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. This is a brand new release. I almost never pick up brand new releases of historical romances, and never in paperback, but this was getting a ton of buzz. I just wanted something that was light and fluffy and silly and funny, and Tessa Dare is usually really, really funny. And the paperback was actually a little bit cheaper than the ebook, so I decided to go for it. Essentially, our main hero has come back from the wars. He's very scarred from, I believe, fire. He has a whole bunch of burns on the side of his face and down the side of his body. And his fiance took one side of him and said, nope, peace out. So now he's on the hunt for a bride. The seamstress that was supposed to sew his former fiance's wedding gown has not been paid for her work, so she shows up to his house one evening and is like, please pay this bill, otherwise I'm going to be kicked out of my living arrangement. And so he says, hey, why don't I marry you instead? And so they enter into a marriage of convenience. So I am about 80 pages in and enjoying it. I mean, it is a pretty ridiculous plot. Tessa Dare is pretty out there, pretty silly with her plots, and it is more of a wallpaper historical romance, but still a ton of fun. There's that trademark Tessa Dare humor in it. I'm very much enjoying it. The font in this, like, it's been forever since I've read historical romance in person, and the font is just huge. It's amazing. So definitely enjoying this. I don't know if I can get it done this weekend, but definitely enjoying. The next thing I have that I am currently reading is Anyas Ghost by Vera Broskal. I probably did not say that right. This is a graphic novel and it uses kind of a grayscale, but the gray is kind of purpley. I don't know if you can see. I really like the art in this. It's cartoony, but like in a really cute way that I really enjoy. Basically, the story is this main character, Anya, tumbles down a well and she sees a skeleton and then a ghost manifests. Basically, it's the spirit of the skeleton of the girl that has fallen down the well, I think like 90 years ago. And she becomes friends with Anya and follows her around. I am so far about 70 plus pages in and I am definitely enjoying it so far. I think that I'll be able to finish this. I'm just flying through this. There's not too many words on the page. There's a lot more pictures than anything. So I will probably finish this today actually. So there you go. And then if I do have any more time on top of that, which I don't know if I'm going to get to this, but we'll see, is The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Laval. And I love the cover of this. It's just so cool and creepy, and it's that buttery texture that, ooh, I just love it. So basically, this is a retelling of the H.P. Lovecraft story. I believe it is The Horror at Red Rock. I might have gotten that wrong. It's entirely possible. But if you didn't know, H.P. Lovecraft is kind of like the father of horror, and he was incredibly misogynistic and racist. So there's that. And what this novella is based on, the short story, is one of his most overtly racist. I haven't read it. I'll probably go back and read it after I read this version of it. But I like that the author of this grew up loving H.P. Lovecraft, but also having to deal with that kind of racism. And so the dedication is actually for H.P. Lovecraft with all my conflicted feelings. And I like that. So I'm just going to read you the back. It's a good summary. Charles Thomas Tester hustles to put food on the table, to keep the roof over his father's head, from Harlem to Flushing Meadows to Red Hook. He knows what magic a suit can cast, the invisibility a guitar case can provide, and the curse written on his skin that attracts the eyes of wealthy white folks and their cops. But when he delivers an occult book to a reclusive sorceress in the heart of Queens, Tom opens a door to a deeper realm of magic and earns the attention of things best left sleeping. A storm that might swallow the world is building in Brooklyn. Will Black Tom live to see it break? So basically you have all the horror, mystery, and magic of H.P. Lovecraft, but with, you know, a lot less racism. So if I have time, I will dig into this. So that's everything I've got that I'm going to be reading this weekend. What about you guys? What are you planning to read? Has anyone actually read any of the stuff that I'm going to be reading? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Thank you always for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
I've got a kitty. I've got a kitty.